militancy was considered as an industry.
You think Kashmiri, they want us to be separate from them?
All states are financially and economically doing much better than other states. छत्तीसगढ़ के पास कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है, तेलंगाना के पास कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है.
नमस्ते सभी दर्शकों को। आज हम फिर से वापस आपके साथ जुड़े हैं जम्मू प्रदेश के इस चैनल में एक और एपिसोड लेकर, और इस बार हमारे साथ बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग पर्सनालिटी जो है आए हैं हमारे एज ए गेस्ट। मैं इनसे आपका इंट्रो करवा दूं। ही इज कर्नल सुशील पठानिया एंड प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ सैनिक समाज पार्टी जम्मू। तो सैनिक समाज पार्टी एक नेशनल पार्टी है। सो बिफोर मूविंग फर्दर, मैं कर्नल जी साहब को खुद ही बोलूंगी कि लेट हिम इंट्रोड्यूस अबाउट हिज पार्टी एंड अबाउट द विजन ऑफ हिज पार्टी, दैट इज सैनिक समाज पार्टी। जी कर्नल साहब।
Already at the outset, my profound gratitude and thanks to you for giving me the opportunity to have interaction on the subject which is very close to my heart. So thank you very much and God bless you.
Pleasure.
Now, as regards Sainik Samaj Party is concerned, it's a party you said that it is on national level. So we have our presence in around 11 states, and party was registered with Election Commission in 2011. Right. But as you know, the politics, because there are so many registered parties, but getting recognition is a tough call. Yes. So I'll not dwell on that. Now the question is that what we have been doing, because I took over this responsibility around 7 years back. And if we talk about our achievement in last 7 years, we got a lot of love and affection from the people. We contested, assembly election also from Jammu East and West. And let me tell you, the performance was very good to my looking at my way of things. So I'm very happy about it. Now we say that, a political party, because when people ask me that why did you join the politics, being a 4G, वो कहते हैं कि आप भी golf खेलिए, सैर कीजिए and enjoy. But then I said probably I was not cut for these kind of things. So I took this call of, basically exploring and experimenting with myself. So the last 7-year journey has been very, very fruitful. And I would say that we are the only party who are raising the issues which are concerned with our fraternity of ex-servicemen. And I feel very good about it because, as you know, politics is a very, very strange thing. And when I joined the party and similar question was asked to me, I said, we are trying to serve the people of Jammu and Kashmir and our JKUT through a political platform. So how much we succeed in that, I'm not bothered about. For me, it's a journey and not the destination. And in time to come, we are going to contest municipality election and panchayat election, subjecting to getting the candidates. So I make I exhort the youngsters, basically young boys and girls who want to see politics as their career. They can approach us. We will announce their name right now without waiting for the formal promulgation from the government. तो ये एक छोटी सी है जी जर्नी, इसमें आई एम हैप्पी अबाउट इट दैट आई चोज दिस पाथ.
So good to know that. Karan Saab, as you said, कि जम्मू में you contested also. So response was good as per you. So do you think that next time you will get better response? And of course, if you are asking the Y generation kids to be with you, so do you think they are responsible enough to understand the vision and what Jammu actually requires? Do you feel that vibes from them? Do you find them quite, aware of things going around? What you say?
Frankly speaking, no. Okay. You see, youth has got different kind of priorities. And to me, when I talk about politics or Rajniti, when you join the politics with the view of getting something or extracting something out of it, that should not be there. When you come with the, attitude of giving that I want to serve my nation, my JKUT and my people. So that is giving, and let me share with you that we are not very good in giving. So nobody because everybody wants to take something out of it. So they will join the bigger parties because they will get importance, relevance, and maybe some opportunity to make some money. So we need a constructive and alternative politics in this country because our politics is getting, down day by day. If you really see what is happening around, it's a very sad reflection. And our political governance is in a very, very bad state. So but then the question is, I'll just share something with you. There are about probably 2,800 registered party in country. Now, how many of them are visible? वो क्या कर रही हैं? पैसा हमारे पास होता नहीं है, पैसा हमें लोग देते भी नहीं है. They will give it to the bigger parties
Of
because
course.
they expect something out of them. So people who really are genuinely concerned about our nation and its well-being. अभी आप देखिए, अभी, when I talk to people, I give them three examples. I said, look at the Japan, South Korea, and China. These are three countries, and they got the independence, almost with us only. Today,
Yeah.
where they are,
Yeah.
and today, where we are,
Mhm.
if our GDP debt ratio is hitting around 85%, that's a very sad reflection of our economy, notwithstanding our tall claims of fifth largest economy in the world. But
Yes.
here, another thing you see, you see Delhi election and you see the freebies.
Yeah.
And freebies are being distributed by the party out of taxpayers' money,
Just to
and
get.
which they have no right. But
Yes.
nobody is talking about it. And it's a total non-productive expenditure. You look at the advertisement budget, which these all parties, I'm not naming one party, all parties are doing. Look at the expenditure on the elections. And look at the freebies, because freebies has become a culture nowadays, and people are also so obsessed that if
Actually.
we get freebies, then only we vote for you. So
Yes.
another sad reflection of the response of people, because I blame, I don't blame politician. Politician will do their politics. But as a citizen of this country, you must have some kind of a love and affection, and you
Responsibility. Yeah.
must fulfill your obligations. Anyway, ये चलता रहेगा शिवानी जी.
Yeah,
I'll try
so
to make it more on
Colonel
the
Saab,
point.
it's so inspiring to know about you because you served as a 4G, and after that also you are into serving only, serving your country by joining this party, the party who is into giving only. So really, hats off to you,
So kind of
and
you.
I wish you all the best.
Very, very rarely I get some appreciation. So my gratitude for that. Thank you very much.
And so I'll move further. So talking about Jammu Pradesh, you are the one, as my friend told me, Neeraj told me, that you are the one that who is talking about Jammu Pradesh from last so many years. So why do you think so that Jammu needs to be separated from Kashmir? So what is your thought behind why you thought that Jammu needs its own identity, which is somewhere getting vanished because of Kashmir narrative?
Yeah, as I told you that this subject is very close to my heart. So being a citizen or a domicile of Jammu, I've been watching it for last so many years.
Right.
I am also very aware about the various things which has happened from time to time, post term or after post retirement. And Neeraj is a very fine gentleman, let me tell you. He's not only passionate about separate Jammu, he is obsessed with it. But then he shares with me sometimes that he is stuck in the USA. I'm trying. About 5 years back, we started a campaign with the Ship Sena UBT. Manish Sani is another dear friend of mine. So 5 years back, we started that we must have a separate UT or state to begin with. Because the question is, if you look at our governance, it has been in the hands of Kashmiri politicians, barring a small period. And let me tell you, maybe 12, 13 years back, जब मैं यहाँ आता था तो लोगों से बात करता था, people were in the mode of disposing their properties and move out. That was the fear of staying in Jammu because they felt that demographic jihad has been forced on them. Then you look at the various things which are related with it.
Mhm.
Look at the area of Kashmir. It is around 16,000 square kilometer.
Yes.
Look at Jammu region.
Yes.
It's a 26,000 square kilometer.
Yes.
And I would say that Jammu region is sparsely populated. But if you look at the figure of 2011 census figure, Kashmiri, with the help of this connivance of the center, I would say, in a very very bold way, they gave their projection of Kashmir region to about 68 lakhs. And
Okay.
Jammu was only 53 lakhs. So that means they had an edge of 15 lakhs over Jammu.
Over
Now,
Jammu.
when you are able to successfully project that your population is 15 lakh more than the Jammu, then you say, okay, give me, the allocation of funds accordingly.
Mhm.
So a saga of injustice with the Jammu region, it started as soon Maharaja Hari Singh was disposed.
Actually.
Mumbai, where he died, right? So that is the beginning. Thereafter came in, that militancy. Somewhere in 90, and it was there prior to that also, in a different way. So it has started, long back. In 89, when Operation Topak was perceived by the ISI and executed with the aim of having 1,000 cuts to India, and for 1,000 years, 1,000 cuts bleeding and so on. So वो चलता रहा. And at some stage, let me tell you, the militancy was considered as an industry. Now, what happened? Power was centered there. There were two divisions. One was the Ladakh division, one was the Kashmir division, whom I call it say, empire, or from where the government is being run, and other Jammu region. And if you look at the way two divisions were treated by these people in a very, very shabby manner, and the discrimination, subjugation, exploitation, and oppression, that became the game.
Yes.
Jammu leadership never came up.
Never.
In spite, and whosoever Jammu leader came, majority of them, they bow down in front of the might of the Kashmir Empire. So today the similar thing is happening. So when I raised this issue, I said there is a think tank organization, those who have been thinking that there is a concept of smaller state. Smaller state can be managed better, administered better. The welfare measures can be taken, the jobs can be created, the allocation of money. If the allocation of money is coming today, let's say we get 100 rupees, probably 70 to 75 are being spent in Kashmir.
Yes.
And those crumbs which we are getting, we are very happy about it. You look at so we demanded that we must have, even I'm demanding today also, that we must have a separate UT to begin with, which can be subsequently can be converted to a state at the discretion of the central government. Now, if that be so, we say let it combine with the Article 371.
Okay.
And when I say 371, we go for the three provisions there. That is a job for the local youth. They need to be protected. Our land bank needs to be protected. You look at the Himachal, you cannot buy more than 10 marlas of land there. There is a ceiling on that. You go to northeast state, most of the northern state, they are having provisions of Article 371, and there are other states also conveniently who are having those kind of a provision depending on their outlook and the problem which they are facing. So it's a very, very important. So our art and culture, look at that. We have been asking for a Dogri channel, again, very, very passionate. I went there about 4 or 5 years back, and I found that state-of-art infrastructure is there. State-of-art, that equipment, cameras, everything was fantastic. But team which came for recording, they came from Kashmir. And that infrastructure is housing staff quarters too. And today, after 77 years, we haven't got a Jammu Doordarshan or Dogra Doordarshan, what do you want to call it? So who is behind it? Another thing I'll say, we'll talk about tourism, right? I have been to Srinagar a couple of months back, and they're flocking. It's a heaven for the tourists. Look at the Jammu. Jammu is, there's nobody who coming there because Jammu Division Directorate, they're more busy in organizing the exhibition rather than creating the amenity, infrastructure, and facility for the tourist. You need also a aggressive marketing for that. So that's another issue which you must touch sometime, which is again very close to my heart, that why we people of Jammu region are not being promoted in spite of having a wonderful avenues as far as the tourism is concerned. You look at the Patnitap, Sanasar, Poonch, Rajouri, and we have a border tourism. Yes. We can go for the rural tourism. But then the question is, somebody has to work on that, which people are, unfortunately, or sadly, they're not doing it. तो वो भी मैंने इसके भी लगा हूँ. I've started my own venture for your information. Maybe sometime you come there. I've started a homestay in my village area, right? Okay. So I'm also, when I talk to these people, I said, what sports you can provide me? They say virtually nothing. So unless the system is supporting the new venturist or entrepreneur, the things will never grow. Another thing is, when I go to Kashmir, I find that local people, they go for, let's say weekend picnic or whatever it is. Jammu में वो culture ही नहीं है. They don't go out. So it's a responsibility of all of us, I would say, as a citizen of Jammu and Kashmir, that we contribute towards the promotion of tourism in Jammu region. हम अपने लोगों को बताएं, हमारे जो रिश्तेदार बाहर लाते हैं, उनको जाके अभी ले जाएं. Surinsar के अंदर there's a beautiful park which has come out. But when I go and a friend of mine is running it, when I go to him, he says, your response is not very good. So we have to understand our duties. I would call it a duty to promote the tourism in our Jammu region. So we started with the coming to the main subject now. I think I got diverted. Coming to the main, so we started a campaign with the Ship Sena, and our aim was to have a campaign was also started. We got about 26,000 calls. Again, I'm on with it. That something must happen. अभी अच्छा आप जिसके बारे में बात कर रही है, we have to have our own identity. Otherwise, if we become let's say subservient to the Kashmir empire, nothing will happen. Today, they are about 70% in our state. When we talk about the Muslim, and maybe after 20 years, they will become 90%. So imagine that scenario. In that scenario, what kind of thing could happen? And let me tell you another thing, politically, BJP can never come into the power by themselves next 100 years. They have to have an alliance with one of the Kashmir-based party. Otherwise, they can never come in the power.
Yes.
People, they too also must realize it. And let's try to work out towards having our own entity and having our own funds, which are allocated for the various development, welfare activities, and a Jammu region, which comes up separately. Where people somehow, I don't know, we're talking about, I just put up a video, restoration of statehood. Let me share with you. What does it mean? It simply means that powers which are being enjoyed, the bulk of the main powers are with the lieutenant governor.
Yes.
Those all powers will shift to chief minister. Today, the order of precedence, governor is higher than the chief minister. Now the chief minister will topple him, right? Thereafter, the minister, which are today, let's say 6 to 7, that number will go to 15 to 16, and probably a large number of MLC will be inducted. Now, what we get out of it? I've seen in Jammu, people are, protesting for the restoration of statehood.
That was my next question, yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So yeah, undoubtedly, Jammu had a lot of potential, पर हमारे लोग अपना potential शायद पहचानते नहीं है. Colonel Saab, as you said, art and culture में इतने talented artists, we have so many talented artists, I can name them. And the इतने प्यारे प्यारे line जो हमारे areas हैं, we talking about भद्रवा किश्तवाड़, then tourism वहाँ पे पहुंच नहीं रहा. There are so many things we need to work on. And the culture, that culture we need to create. The thing which you said कि Kashmir में लोग they go for weekends and all, that was something which even I observed when I went there. I saw group of boys, youth is going out for trekking. They are exploring new areas and they are making reels. They are promoting their areas. They are doing enough things to, for their own एरिया फॉर देयर ओन पीपल. सो जम्मू में वो कहीं ना कहीं लैक करता है. दैट माइट बी द रीजन हमारे जम्मू के लोग अपनी कहते हैं ना पावर्स और अपनी जो फैसिलिटीज रिसोर्सेज है उनको पहचानते नहीं है. सो यस, दैट इज द थिंग विच वी नीड टू वर्क ऑन. सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन कर्नल साहब विल बी द अभी रिसेंटली युवा राजपूत सभा ने प्रोटेस्ट किया yesterday only. They want restoration of statehood. So what's your viewpoint on this? Because what I feel, ये एक कश्मीर narrative है कि restoration of statehood. If Jammu and Kashmir is UT, it is something which is going to be in favor of Jammu somewhere, not very, but Jammu का narrative तो ये नहीं है, ये कश्मीर narrative है. But still people of Jammu, they are asking for statehood. Why do you think so? What is their vision and why they are doing that? Are they not in favor of Dogras? Or?
Now, let me tell you how it started. When Omar Abdullah government came into the power, they two resolutions were passed, just at the drop of the hat. One was, restoration of statehood. And one of the, other thing was, bringing back that Article 370, fully realizing that it's a very, in a very, very, जिसको बोलते हैं बहुत गहरी कवर में जा चुका है. It's very difficult to extract it, but they did it. And another thing,
but still they are trying.
Which they started about Darbar Move, right?
Yeah.
So Darbar Move was a luxury which a king could afford when he was ruling Jammu and Kashmir. So he said, let me have best of both the worlds. गर्मियों में वहां रहेंगे, सर्दियों में यहाँ रहेंगे. Now these Kashmir empire also wanted to get in the same mode, and that too in an era where the digitization has come up very well. So there is no requirement for that. But then just to let's say
you can see corporate sectors में तो it's work from home nowadays. So exactly, it is not required.
They're working in a very, very pragmatic and intelligent manner. Here, it's a question is, when I get the power, let me take out or bring in all the luxuries possible which I can achieve. So that is the mindset. अभी जम्मू वाले लोगों की क्या प्रॉब्लम है शिवानी जी? I think they are bereft of thinking and logic, and they go with the feelings without understanding the deeper meaning of that. When I talk to people, I said, give me one good logic that why we shouldn't have a separate UT or state. They have nothing to offer. So what happens when I'm doing nothing? It's a good to me, make my presence felt on some issue which I truly don't understand, and then probably there is an emotional attachment because महाराजा ने जब वो कश्मीर के ऊपर रूल किया तो कश्मीर हमारा है. But on ground, there are a lot of changes which have occurred. So restoration of statehood is a very, very funny thing. Let me tell you. Ankur Sharma, who is in the BJP now, he started this. He was very vociferous and vigorous about it. लाल सिंह जी आए उसके बाद सब जम्मू 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 होता रहा. अभी मैं शिवसेना की बात करता हूँ. They are also talking about restoration of statehood. I spoke to him. He probably will come up back. I'm working on that. That we again, we join together and invite like-minded political parties or NGO, and we start working on this separate Jammu state, because for our coming generation, we got to leave a good legacy. Actually, our time is over. But if we think of our coming generation, I always tell, I said, tomorrow they will curse us. That why did you let it happen? Yes. So I said, please wake up. आपस में डिस्कस कीजिए, अपना एक ग्रुप बनाइए, वर्क आउट द एडवांटेज एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस. सम पीपल आस्क मी, ये बताइए कि अगर जम्मू सेपरेट हो भी जाता है तो पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? मैंने कहा जम्मू जब सेपरेट स्टेट बनेगी पैसा भी आ जाएगा. अभी छत्तीसगढ़ के पास कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है? तेलंगाना के पास कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है? उत्तराखंड के पास कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है? They all are doing beautiful, and there was a study which was carried out. He says that these bifurcated states, smaller states, are financially or economically doing much better than the mother states. So that when the bridge comes, we'll cross it. But at least let's talk about it. I'm very happy you broached on this issue. This issue is very, very important, and it has to be deliberated. And all those people who think, that they're intellectual mean that he's influencer also. And when you're an influencer, then you have to pick up the subject which is good for the people and our coming generation. So I hope that through your channel, I reach to those people. At least start thinking about it, start discussing about it. When you discuss a thing, probably, you will come to a deduction or a conclusion, and you will get into the path which is required to be taken. Yes. So let's hope.
Actually, when we will talk about Jammu Pradesh, people will start finding their resources of their own. फिर उसकी economy में भी problem नहीं आएगी. This is what I feel. Because right now we people are dependent कि कश्मीर के बिना कुछ नहीं होगा. Once Kashmir is separate, Jammu is separate, तो here people will start understanding कि हम अपने बलबूते पे क्या कर सकते हैं. And I have no doubt now, Colonel साहब, few of my friends, they always talk about कि सर्दियों में we have lot of business. जम्मू में बहुत business आता है. So do you think once Jammu is Pradesh is different than Kashmir, तो तब क्या लोग नहीं आएंगे winters पे यहाँ पे? Are they? तब भी तो
That's another absurd logic.
Yes.
Because they feel, the question is, Jammu is feeding to Kashmir.
Actually.
If you are a trader, or if you are let's say, a citizen of Kashmir, you want to buy something, what option you have? You come to Jammu, or you go to Punjab or Himachal? No, if the things which are here are in Delhi, they are available, then you buy it from here. So how our economy is going to suffer? And in present era, you will find that most of the people who are from Kashmir, they have made their houses there, and they come here for winters. So your economy, as it is picking up.
Yes.
So that thing is, it's again, you live in the world of make believe. You don't see the reality. अभी ये कभी नहीं चाहेंगे. ये दरबार मूव का भी इनका लॉजिक यही था कि हमारा business will grow, but then we have to look for the bigger aims, bigger gains.
Right.
For
we
the
have
people,
to be selfless somewhere.
Narrow vested interested. We have to rise above that, Shivani.
Actually. So, Colonel Saab, my one more question is security point of view. Let's talk about कि अगर जम्मू प्रदेश अलग है, तो security point of view से कश्मीर और जम्मू की security if separate है, so do you think Kashmir will not be safe और पाकिस्तान का वहाँ रुझाव ज्यादा हो जाएगा या influence already वहाँ जैसा भी है? And what about Jammu security?
Okay, let
What's
me put
your?
it in there is a fear in some mind, people have some mind that if Kashmir is separated.
Hmm.
No, let me tell you, Pakistan doesn't have the courage or wherewithal or resources to come and capture Kashmir. If you ask Kashmiri people, because I've been posted to Kashmir, they don't want to go to Pakistan. There are obvious reasons. Pakistan is a state in turmoil, it's a hell. And you're living in heaven, so you will not leave the heaven and go to, even the borders are open. Let me tell you, even not 1% people will go to Pakistan. So now, how Kashmir is threatened? Kashmir is being managed today by the security forces which are there and the police forces, law and order and external security. Pakistan is also very well aware of this. अभी दूसरा अगर हम बात करते हैं, you see when the operation Topak had started, their aim was to create, confusion and problems and anarchy in Kashmir. Jammu region was not considered. Thereafter, when we talk about the changing strategies, epicenter of militancy, which was limited till Kashmir, it was shifted to Jammu region. And then you start, 2, 3 years back, things started happening, starting from Rajouri Punj. Now, if Jammu is made a separate UT, let me tell you, we will be in a much better position to control whatever little militancy takes place here. Kashmir per se is capable of defending itself by the virtue of having, overwhelming security forces, army and police forces. So there is no fear. Fear is only political. Some people they used to talk about it that Kashmir is a political problem or military problem. If you see the voting pattern in the recent elections, very clearly emerged that it is a more of a military problem now. And if we think that Pakistan will, stop their activities, we are living in fool's paradise. We have to, make our borders impregnable, IB and LOC both. We have to improve on our intelligence system. We have to, go hard on these people who are sympathetic, who are overground worker, and who are in sleeper cells. And we have to strengthen our domination of area and creating sources from the local population. And if you see, that thing has started yielding some kind of a dividends. If the government, put in little more effort, probably we'll be able to control it to great extent. But things are not all that bad at the moment, which used to be there earlier. And I'm sure our government is doing a great job. And that is the probably reason, that we talk about restoration of statehood. It's not likely to happen in near future. Let me tell you that.
Yes, that I understand. Colonel Saab, do you think Kashmiri, they want us to be separate from them? As you know, they are dependent on us, as you said earlier, talking about there are so many reasons they come here. They may be having OGs here also, infiltrating here also. So somewhere they find this area as a hub for their work, what kind of job they are doing. So what will be their response? And do you think they are going to support this?
See, the normal Kashmiri will be happy if it is they are made two separate duties. But people who are having their hidden agendas or vested interest or political interest, they would like to support it. You see, how does the thing change? I said live happily. Why? So Goa ka dekhiye, let me share with you. We talk about Goa. Goa is a state. Goa is having a area of 3,500 square kilometer. 3500 जिसको बोलते हैं हिंदी में 3500 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर है. उनकी पॉपुलेशन है 17 लाख 17 lakhs, right? It's a full-fledged state. We having an area of 26,000 square kilometer. I'm talking about Jammu region and the 10 districts which are there, with a population of approximately maybe 70 to 75 lakhs. So we deserve to be, made a separate state or UT. In all logical, manner, we should be given that status. And it is not happening for the first time. You see, if we take it in a very logical manner, the split of the state, you talk about Jharkhand, you talk about Chhattisgarh, you talk about Telangana, you talk about Uttarakhand, it has been happening. So there's nothing new about it. And let me tell you another thing is that tomorrow, if it happens, BJP will have another UT or state to rule. And as they promised, they may have our first Hindu chief minister. So that's another thing which we people must keep in the mind.
Yeah, actually. Colonel Saab, so time is over now, so I have to end this meeting. But I must tell you, the information which I got from you is really, really very valuable, extremely valuable, I would say. And we would love to join again and talk about this Jammu Pradesh agenda more. And of course, anything which we can do collaboratively to have a Jammu Pradesh, or we may not have a Jammu Pradesh. At least we are making people aware about Jammu as a separate UT, as you said. So definitely, we have to come together and do something for our Duggar Pradesh. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Shivari. It has
Thank
been
you
great
so much.
honor and a great pleasure, to be with you. And let me conclude with saying that we must start a journey without bothering about the outcome or destination. And let's do it
Definitely.
together. And more
Let's.
people, I'm sure they will join. Thank you very much. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, Kanal Saab. Namaste.